Hello. I'm back, bitches. We're here with a new episode of the Attune to Your Alchemy podcast. And join me as I light the candle because this is a momentous moment in our lives right now. I'm back. We've got a new focus. We be doing podcasts weekly. Can you believe it? This projector has just got a big vision, and I want to take you with me. Come with me. This season, I want to focus on spirituality and business. And although those two things seem like they are complete opposite of each other, it actually is not that far-fetched. How we live our lives, aka our spiritual direction, is how we run our businesses. And if we're scattered and we're all over the place and we're just grasping at straws, probably most likely in our business for that matter, probably most likely our personal life is like that. We're being pulled in different directions. We have weak boundaries. We have all these things going on that are actually keeping us away from the main direction of business. And so I'm coming out with this series of podcasts that I want to bring all of the things that I'm really interested in and that I know you are too, which is human design, magical principles, archetypes, alchemy, business, baby. And we're coming together to be able to really thread the needle to weave this all in together as one big picture. So today I have a really exciting episode for you. I want to talk about human design, your profile of human design, like just your energy type actually of your human design and how that can influence your business, especially because most people that I speak to that are into their human design and they've got a business, what's happening is that at least in the beginning, they're still not following their energy. They're still not doing their thing. They're trying to do it like everybody else. And this is the thing with traditional business coaching. You're listening to Attune to Your Alchemy. I'm your host, Ellie, spiritual advisor, business coach, and your new bestie who's going to give you all of the tea. This podcast is for women who are smart enough to run a business, but tired of trying to do it the right way that never felt right for them anyway. The woman who is too magical and too much for traditional business structure and strategy, too intuitive for the old paradigm, too aware to pretend that she doesn't see the patriarchal conditioning that is holding her back. Here we talk about magic, witchery, spiritual teachings, personal development, and business as one big initiation in our lives. Every conversation is meant to crack you open, shift your perspective, and help you see how your spirituality and business are already woven together. So come with me. Okay, let's just call a spade here. What happens with traditional business coaching is that we come in and we're like, yeah, I want what you have. And then what happens is we get into the course, or we get into the program or whatever it is, and we're like trying to do all the things. We're drinking from the water hose. And then we get depleted, especially I see you projectors, reflectors, and manifestors. We get depleted, we get discouraged, we feel like we don't quite get it, or it's not working. And we forget that we actually have to draw back, sit back for a minute, look at the big picture of what's happening, and be able to just really know ourselves and apply our personality, our type, our design, and our skills over top of what it is that we're learning. So it irks me, like we're going here, it irks me whenever people go in and they're like, I have the answer. And yeah, we all do have an answer. And one of my spiritual teachers said the other day, you have the answer for some people and I have the answer for others. And this is what we're talking about here. But when we overlay human design and our type with our business, we can start to go, oh, this is what we're talking about here. So let's begin. The problem with why most often women in their business feel stuck is that there's this right way to do things and it's not working for you. The internet is screaming at you constantly. Post more. Hustle harder. Give it. Launch. Do this. Show up all the time. And that could be true if you are a consistent energy like a manifesting generator or a generator. Like I am here to cheerlead you from the couch. But if you are not one of those people, which is the rest of the population, then it feels really misaligned. Oh, yeah, I'm going to tell you a little story. I'll tell you a little, come with me on this little journey. I have this business coach that I absolutely love. I've worked with them more than once. And I love them because they have got strategy and systems down pat. And often, what happens when we're in business is that we think that we need more strategy to get to the next level. We need more strategy, we need more education. Like, hands up if you're guilty of this. Is you just need to learn one more thing. This isn't working, this isn't it, it must be something else. And then what happens is that we overwhelm ourselves with that one more thing or the new system, or maybe we should try it this way instead of that way, instead of actually just staying the course. We're going to talk a lot in future episodes about the tension of your business and what being able to sit in the tension does for you. Like literally, I'm just planning the next episode as I speak this aloud. The tension and increasing your capacity for more. Okay? So, in this, if we're trying to follow everybody else's rules, then we're exhausted. We feel guilty. We feel like we've been left behind. We're wondering, like, should I just go get a regular job? Should I just go apply for a 9 to 5 or like a part-time? What should I be doing here? And there are times and places for that. Do not get me wrong. I am a big fan of a launch pad. But the truth is, it's not you. It's literally the mismatch between your design and the strategy that you're trying to force. So if you're a projector like I am, who is trying to live your best generator life, you're going to burn out. I did. And not because you're broken, but because you're not meant to run on endless batteries. The majority of, for just as the majority of the population are generators and manifesting generators. P.S. I love you. And I can't keep up with you. So when my coach, who is so good at strategy and systems, said to me, you need to be posting every day, I was like, hey, thanks, bye. That is not a strategy that can work for me. So when we understand this, actually, I heard, for any other fellow projectors out there, I heard that actually, if you are living out of alignment, you're living your best manifestor life. Because what happens with the manifestors is that they have a similar, I'm saying this a little bit of an eye roll because it's very different, but a similar energy to a generator until they crash and burn, until they have their rest period. And so you've got this get up and go, but then you're like, got up and went. We're done here. Yeah, if you are a fellow projector who's living your best manifestor life, I feel you. Been there. So, what does human design actually do for us? Let's see. It shows us how our energy naturally works. Also, if you don't know your human design, you're listening to this podcast, go on over to the internets, find Google human design free chart. whoever comes up, sometimes it's Jenna Zoe, actually go to Jenna Zoe's website, myhumandesign.com, I think is what it is, because she has a really great comprehensive chart for you, and it has much more information in it. Even though that's going to be gibberish potentially to you at the beginning, it has much more information in it, and it's really easy for you to find educators that are teaching about human design. Or we live in the day and age of good old Chat Daddy. Pop it into Chat Dad and be like, okay, all knowing, tell me what I need to know about this. So, what human design does is it teaches us the pace that is correct for us. It is in the most aligned manner for how we can build our business. It gives us a way to make business feel like flow instead of dreading going to work. Side note, I sent a hilarious meme to a friend of mine today who I used to work with. He still works in the industry, he still works for the province, and I used to work for the province with him. And the meme was this guy that said, "Hey, get ready with me for work today." And it's him driving his car and crying. And I was like, oh, been there. So we don't want to feel like this is punishment. We don't want to feel like this is the worst thing we've ever experienced in our whole entire life. We want to actually look forward to logging into our computer every day. It also, what human design does is gives us permission to stop forcing things and start responding. I remember I used to own a yoga studio, and one of my goals for more than 1 years, more than one of those years, was to stop reacting to my business and start responding. And I'm pretty sure that my business owner at the time was probably like a generator or a probably a Manny Gen actually. And I couldn't keep up. And we were constantly just reacting to things that were going on. With this, it was like we were always behind the eight ball. And then finally I was like, no more. No more. I need to be able to respond. I cannot just react to everything. So let's break down the 5 different energy types and ways that they can apply their energy to building their businesses. So, manifestors, I want to start with you. Hey, manifestors, nice to see you here. You're the fire starter. You're not meant to wait for permission. You're not meant to wait for us to inform you. You're here to inform us. And a lot of traditional business coaching says to you, what does your audience want? What does your ideal client want? No, not for you. As manifestors, you're here to initiate your big ideas. You are the inventors of the world. And so if you're here to invent for us. Show us what's new. And I find that a lot of manifestors, you try to really fit the mold of the traditional business owner. And especially whenever you're on your rest cycle, like one of my clients right now, I asked her when she's a manifestor, I asked her when her last rest cycle was, and I don't know if I've had a rest cycle. I was like, you've had 2 kids in the last 6 years, and you run a business, and a very successful business, and things are adjusting and times are changing, and you have moved across the United States for the last 6 years and you haven't rested. Okay, we need to change this, because I could feel her coming into her rest cycle. And so we think we have to play by the rules as a manifestor. You have to be consistent. You have to show up constantly. No, when the light's on, the light is on. When the light's off, it's off. Honor those and start to really recognize for yourself like a daily check-in of energy. What am I feeling today? How am I, like, let that guide you. Your energy is so key. Your business itself is supposed to be short bursts of creative power, then a rest, then we start again. You can promote the same course over and over again. That's totally fine. It's very generator, but you can promote the same course over and over again. You can also continue to upgrade the course, continue to change the course, continue to show us the new way. Your finger is on the pulse. You are the pulse for that matter. You are creating the pulse. So don't get stuck in the rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. It's for you, it's like rest and repeat, whatever that creative influence for you is. Okay, let's talk about our global pop of human design profile types, the generators and the manifesting generators. We're going to start with you first, generators. You are the builders. You are here as sustainable engines. You're like chugga, 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 chugga. And whatever lights you up is what you're meant to chugga forward with. You're here to respond to the world around you. So you can ask a lot of questions. Ask questions of your audience, understand what they want, know what they need, but because they have told you. What happens is that generators, because you have that energy to generate, you can sometimes get stuck in places that drain you. So stuck in places that feel like you're not meant to be there. Stuck in places that feel like you've outgrown them. Oh, this is a big one. You've outgrown and a new structure needs to be made. And that feels like you're leaving something or someone behind. That's what you're meant to do. Generate the energy to continue to move forward. In business, I want you to think about responding first and then acting. Your response is, what are people saying to you? What are people saying in as customer reviews, as client reviews, as your clients themselves? What are they saying to you that you have a solution for? That's what we really want to do. And because generators have, and if you're, let's just say this, if you're new and you're starting out a business and you're a generator or a mani-gen and you don't have clients who are responding to you, totally fine. Find people who will respond to you. Get a friend group, get a business mastermind group going. You probably have a women in business Facebook community around you. Go to those places, ask some really good questions. Don't ask, hey, what can I help you with? Ask, if I could wave a magic wand and solve whatever the area of business is for you and solve your lead generation problem, what could that look like? And then that's something that you can respond to. So your joy is your guiding light. If you are not excited, and I'm not saying if you're not excited, you're like, oh, because when things get hard, we have to decipher whether they're just hard or if we've finished our excitement reel with this. That's fine. Manifesting generators, I'm coming for you. You are meant to pivot. So your energy, much like generators, except you go even faster. You can move through things quicker, but there's a common, let's say, misconception amongst manifesting generators, which is that nothing ever gets finished. Like you're always on to the next thing. And so if nothing gets finished, nothing gets followed through. And if nothing gets followed through, then you might have a bunch of courses that you haven't launched. Don't say I didn't see you. And if that's the case, then what's happening is that you just need a little bit more discipline. I know discipline can feel for some people like pain, like poison, but hear me out on the discipline. What you're doing, if you're here to have a successful business and you are burning yourself out because you're trying to reinvent the wheel, aka manifesting, then what you need to do is double down on your energy so that you can complete the task at hand and then revise it if needed. Find joy in the revision. You get stuck in trying to be linear or predictable. You can be somebody who finds a way to create some new bonus each time you launch a program. In business, freedom for you needs to feel like play. and play will bring you success. So, how can you gamify the work that you're already doing? Okay, projectors. The guides, the mystics, the sages, the projectors of the world. Sisters, I see you. We arrive to the table when we are given direction, is that we have been asked or requested to give our insight. This is the waiting for the invitation. But here's the thing, projectors, if I hear one more of us say, like, I'm just waiting for the invitation, and that means that you're not actively going out there and seeking invitations, I can't. I cannot right now. So, what this means for you is that you want to put yourself in places where people can say to you, ooh, tell me more. We are in an information overload time in our lives. What we need to do is tell people the direction that they need to be going. This isn't about 5 posts a day, or 5 posts a week, excuse me. This is about 2 to maybe 4 really good posts naturally for you that show your audience the direction that they need to go. We get stuck in the wrong environment as projectors because what ends up happening is that we find, I don't know, generators and manifesting generators around us, and we think we need to go, and we forget that actually, probably the most valuable business time we can spend is by going for a walk by the ocean, being out in nature, cooking something in the kitchen, playing with your animals, playing with your kids. Your rest in your rest and repeat cycle does not have to be taking a nap. It can be, but it does not have to be taking a nap. So, as projectors, our magic really activates when we're seen, recognized, and invited. And so, put yourself in places like this is what projectors do. Is we just hobbit away in our offices. Put yourself in places where you're able to actually be seen, heard, recognized, and invited. Reflectors, my 1%. Hands up if you're a reflector. Actually, one of my very besties is a reflector. So, shout out. Hi, Jody. You need spaciousness and sensitivity. You need the time and the space to synthesize the world around you. As a reflector, I think of you as like you're a weaver, you're weaving constantly. And because you're able to see us, projectors, get yourself a reflector friend. Because you're able to, everybody, get yourself a reflector friend. Because we're able to see you, you're able to see us, excuse me, you're able to really weave us back to ourselves. But you get stuck whenever you're in the wrong environment, which is a go-go environment. It is being on a team with people that don't understand your brilliance, who are asking you for constant, quick turnaround output, not your jam. Do you have to wait your 28-day rest cycle? No. Yes, no, yes. Major things. Your launch plan is going to be probably like a month and a half. You've got the 28 days to plan it, tweak it, build the thing. And then you've got about 2 weeks that you're going to promote it. That's like you have a longer launch than the average individual. But in business, you really thrive when you choose aligned people, places, and timelines. For everybody, it's really important to know your environment, but for reflectors especially, be in your environment as much as you can so that you can be in that cozy space where you feel the most aligned. So let's talk about what are the consequences if we don't pay attention to this. If we don't, who cares? Who cares about our human design? Who cares about what type you are? If we're not in our design, we're often doing something that I like to call we're being conditioned. And then we have to decondition ourselves to come back into the space that like is most aligned with our design. And so what happens is that we have burnout. Anyone here experience anyone? Bueller, burnout, anyone? You doubt yourself, you question your gifts, you question your abilities, you feel like you're behind the eight ball all the time. This is check, check, check. You lose your creativity. You're just like in this netherland of, "Ugh, am I here? Is this really valid? Does anybody really care?" And you feel like your business becomes like a cage or a burden or like you have to, instead of this is a gift. This is an absolute gift that we get to be entrepreneurs. So, the moment you return to your energetic alignment in your design, you can start to breathe again. And so can your business. So, I told you before of this coach that I really loved, that absolutely love her strategy, love her get shit done. Definitely, I don't know her design exactly, but definitely probably a generator. She's just chugga chugga. And I told you about my manifestor client. I also want to tell you about a manifesting generator client of mine and what's happening in her business as a Manny Gen of not knowing where to say no. She is being pulled in so many different directions. And that pulling is not only depleting her energy to do the work that is actually making her money, it's pulling her in different directions of planning A, then planning B, and then coming back because A is not fully complete. And that energy shift for her is really hindering her from having this really beautiful, solid, just like banging business. And if this continues, she was on the path to burnout before we started working together. But if this continued, she would probably have burnt her whole business down, taken a long rest, and then felt like she had to start from square one, when actually she just had to say no to a few things. Say no. So, when we're in alignment with our human design, this changes everything. It changes everything. Let's start. Manifestors, declare what you're doing. Don't shrink to your power. Don't be doing other people's stuff. Declare what you're doing and fucking do it. Generators, ask yourself how to know, does this excite me? Change that. Edit this out. Generators, ask yourself, does this excite me? Does this bring me joy? And you have a very strong yes or no. It's in, it's out. If this doesn't excite me, I want to know, is it because it's hard and you need to skill up? Or is it because it's not for you and you need to hire out? Many gens, let yourself change, let yourself morph, but don't use this as an excuse to not finish your work. Okay? Follow the spark, but keep your eye on the prize. Generators, yes, make yourself rest. Make yourself, even beyond make yourself rest, let yourself have flow in your day. And then talk about how wonderful it is to have flow. Influence the rest of us, projectors and manifestors for that matter. But two, ooh, we have a celebration there on Zoom. But two, it also, I want you, edit that out. Projectors, I want you to bring more flow into your life and into your everyday as part of your business practice. Walk in nature, as mentioned, cooking, art, puzzling, something creative. Watching your pups, your kids, your cats, your animal, your lizards, your snakes, who knows what you have, your fish. Be in that environment where you're observing and letting this move through you, and then put yourself in front of places, in front of people where you can share the wisdom. And then once you get invited, tell them more. Reflectors, clean up your people. Whoever is not aligned in your life, it's okay to say thank you. That was fun. Gotta go. Bye. Clean up your space. One of my reflector friends, because I have a few, she is doing like a quarterly, constantly doing a quarterly clean out of her home. She's got to clean out all the clutter. So clean out your space and tidy up the pace of your life. If you don't feel expansive, if you don't feel like you are getting what you need, you have to create that. So, this is my invitation for you. If you are an entrepreneur listening to this, is a little, we don't need more strategies right now. We don't need more strategy. Enough. And you need more alignment. And so, when your business matches your design, everything will finally click. If you want to know more about coaching with me as a spiritual business coach, you can come visit me on my website at elliemcmillan.com. Come find me on Instagram at I am Ellie Christine. And also rate and review this podcast. Did you get something out of this? Share it on Instagram, take a little screenshot, tag me, love that for us. You can also rate and review wherever you listened to this podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in today, and I will see you in the next episode.